Start recording. Okay. The Magic School Bus. Doppelgänger theory. Alex and Bale. Hopefully I said this word right.
Taste have changed. These shows can still connect with you in ways that nothing else can today. That's at least how I feel when I rewatch The Magic School Bus. A show
Doppelgänger theory. I don't even know what this word means.
Before everything became cynical and edgy. A show that just wanted to teach people how the world works. But then you find something in that show that you don't remember. Something dark.
Janet, you want proof? I'll give you proof. Here's proof of what'll happen to you if you stay here with your stuff. Arnold, no!
He didn't have to do that.
That's weird. I don't remember Arnold dying in the show. And
yeah,
the more I rewatch, the more I realized how much I missed as a kid.
Go to the time 00, bro. My bad. So you want me to start over?
There's something about going back and rewatching
I ain't gonna lie,
old TV
I want to
shows
eat
from your
something,
childhood
bro.
that just fills you with this warm.
I'll be back real quick. I'll be back. It's gonna be real quick. All right. Hopefully you patient. Just give me like 30 seconds. You can put your time. I need to get my bow real quick. I was over here running. So you get the full experience? What you mean? What you mean I get the full experience? I'm hungry right now.
Nostalgic feeling. Even though you're older now and your tastes have changed, these shows can still connect with you in ways that nothing else can today. That's at least how I feel when I rewatch The Magic School Bus. A show before everything became cynical and edgy. A show that just wanted to teach people how the world works. But then you find something in that show that you don't remember.
This show helped a lot of kids, you know, not just 1,000, like probably 1 million, probably over 10 million kids.
Something dark.
Janet, you want proof? I'll give you proof. Here's proof of what'll happen to you if you stay here with your stuff. Arnold, no!
Huh. That's weird. I don't remember. Arnold dying in the show. And the more I rewatch, the more I realized how much I missed as a kid. And I knew I had to make my next theory about this.
Hopefully that made a difference.
I don't know. Is a culture of fear and lies, all to hide a massive secret. Trust me, this theory is just as dark or complex as any of my SpongeBob theories. This is the Magic School Bus Doppelganger theory.
This is a pretty fun game. For everything.
Like Magic School Bus, let's begin the theory. The Magic School Bus is an animated educational kids show that aired from 1994 to 1997 and later got rebooted on Netflix in 2017. It follows Miss Frizzle and her class of 4th grade students as they use the Magic School Bus to go on crazy field trips to places like outer space, inside the human body, and traveling back in time, all to learn about how the world works. Like a lot of you, I watched it in school growing up, but it wasn't until recently that I started to question some things about the show. Like, do the parents know that their kids are regularly going on these dangerous, life-threatening expeditions? And how is Arnold still alive after taking off his helmet in space?
Thanks, Janet.
Oh, he just got a cold.
That's cool. I forgot these characters' names. I didn't even know there was twins. They have to be twins. They're twins, right? He probably like one of the main characters, right?
After being exposed to the freezing vacuum of space. That's it. Something seems wrong here. But wait, before we even begin to question the logic of the show, we have to ask if there's even anything here worth theorizing about. I get this comment all the time. It's just a kid's show. And you're right. When it comes to most kid shows, there's usually no internal logic to how or why things happen, and it would be pointless to try and make a theory about it. Except, here's the thing that sets the Magic School Bus apart from most kid shows. The show itself is constantly pointing out and questioning its own logic. It does this at the end of every episode during something called the producer segment. At the end of every
Well, the girl is his cousin, and the guy's what? A mold? What?
episode, a character known
Oh, Arnold. Arnold, yeah.
as the producer for the Magic School Bus TV show shows up and answers questions from the fans.
Hello.
Hi, you work on the Magic School Bus show, right?
You bet, I'm the producer.
That's right. Just like SpongeBob, the Magic School Bus breaks the fourth wall and acknowledges the fact that it's a TV show. Except, Magic School Bus does it in a very interesting way. At first I thought this character was supposed to be the Magic School Bus breaks the fourth wall and acknowledges the fact that it's a TV show. Except, Magic School Bus does it in a very interesting way. At first I thought this character was supposed to be an animated stand-in for the actual real-life producer of the show, but the producer doesn't talk about the show like it's animated. He talks about it like it's a live-action production.
How come there was only one kind of bat on your show? There are almost 1,000 different kinds, you know.
Wait, so is he like a, I ain't gonna say like narrator, but like what, does he make sure like it's not really a show or whatever, like does he make a video out of what they're doing, or like he just, is he the guy that's behind the scenes or something?
Well, those kind of
No, he just produces,
bats were
produces, I mean.
banned from the set.
In fact, everyone talks about it like it's a live-action TV show.
Is this the bakery where they filmed that Magic School Bus show?
Yes.
What we are seeing here is not the actual producer of the PBS animated Magic School Bus
Let me know that if I'm pausing it too much, because I could honestly watch this without saying anything, you know?
show. We are seeing a fictional producer character for an in-universe live-action TV show inside of the real-life animated Magic School Bus show. It's confusing, I know. Think of it like a mockumentary where the filmmakers are just as much a part of the story as the characters. So, just like my SpongeBob television theory, everything we see in the show is being filmed by in-universe cameras, and everything that happens is just scripted for the purposes of creating an educational live-action TV show.
Since when can a bus shrink and sprout legs like a bullfrog?
Since the scriptwriter wrote it in for the purposes of this episode.
You didn't believe the part where the kids got so close.
Is he the one that makes the episodes, or like does like plans everything out? Right, hold up.
TV show.
Since when can a bus shrink and sprout legs like a bullfrog?
Since the scriptwriter wrote it in for the purposes of this episode.
You didn't believe the part where
I'm catching on.
the kids got so close to the volcano.
It's television. We all know real kids don't go inside volcanoes.
And another thing, if an astronaut ever does make it to Pluto, she'd better.
The last time I ever watched the Magic School Bus is when I was little, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what was going on in the magic school bus. Like I didn't even know the producer. I remember that guy, but I didn't know that he was a producer, or he was the guy who makes the scripts, everything. I didn't even know this is, but
Better not take her helmet off.
You think they'd end up with more than a cold, huh?
She'd end up a block of ice, or worse.
None of the characters actually go to space or travel through time. There's no real danger or magic involved. In the canon of the show, everything we see is fake. And this isn't even a Truman Show situation where the main characters are unaware they're being filmed. The kids actually sometimes show up or call in on the producer segment and talk as if they know about the show.
Watching that show, you'd think that nighttime lasted
Yeah.
about 5 seconds.
Oh, well, we were a little short on time.
So, that pretty much answers every possible question I could have about this show, right? Like, anything weird or dark I find can just be explained away by it being scripted by the showrunners. And I almost gave up on making this theory because of that. Until I realized that's exactly what the Magic School Bus wants us to think.
Sam Brown said abortion should be banned without any exceptions for rape or incest. And Sam Brown was caught on tape saying he'll vote against abortion rights here in Nevada. Sam Brown, a MAGA extremist trying to take away.
I was seeing how much views it has. It has like what, 8.3 million? I don't know if that's a
Cookie
5
Run
or
Tower
3.
of Adventures is officially available on both mobile and PC with Google Play Games.
Seatbelts, everyone!
In Season 2, Episode 3, The Busasaurus, the class travels back in time on the Magic School Bus to visit the dinosaurs. During the episode, they keep track of which dinosaurs only ate plants with this chart. But when they go back to the present, we don't see the class take the chart with them. Just like the end of every episode, they have a producer segment, this time with a guest star from the show, and they clarify none of the magic they showed was real.
So no one's ever traveled back in time and seen real dinosaurs?
Absolutely not. Time travel is impossible.
But it's what happens at the very end of this segment that changes everything.
Oh, but of course it's not.
How could they find the dinosaur chart buried underground if the time travel wasn't real? This directly contradicts what buried. How could they find the dinosaur chart buried underground if the time travel wasn't real? This directly contradicts what the producers are constantly saying.
I'm kind of confused, so I need to like back it up one more time.
Travel wasn't real. Could they find the dinosaur chart? How could they find the dinosaur chart buried underground if the time travel wasn't real? This directly contradicts what the producers are constantly saying about the show. And this happens all the time in the producer segments.
Which reminds me why I called in the first place.
Yes?
I'm still waiting for someone to get that pile of litter off my planet. Everybody knows there's no such thing as ghosts.
You could never use gum for bungee jumping, not in a million years. I wish you guys would stick to the facts.
It took water more than 15 million years to carve out the Grand Canyon. About as long as it's going to take you to freeze that water.
The impossible things that happen on these field trips are clearly real in the canon of the show, but why are they lying about it? In fact, they seem to get kinda nervous whenever the callers get pushy about what's real and what's not.
It would have taken weeks for the asteroid to reach the sun. You made it seem like it could happen in seconds.
Well, we had to fake it.
Ms. Frizzle must be magic.
Why do you say that?
What was that?
That? Oh, that was just the sound of Liz stretching the truth.
So why not just tell them that it's a real Magic School Bus? What's with all the secrecy? The class is constantly going to places like outer space, the bottom of the sea, inside an active volcano, all extremely dangerous places that no school could ever take kids unless they lied about it and pretended like the field trips were just faked as a part of an elaborate fictional TV show. And the cover-up goes much farther than just the show. The principal of the school has no idea what they're doing on these field trips.
You're telling me you went inside a chicken to find me an egg?
Yes, sir, we did.
But going inside a chicken is not a state-approved field trip.
And even when they tell him, he doesn't believe them.
Do you really expect me to believe that the chicken laid an egg with all of you inside it?
And even the parents don't know what's going on.
And now, live from
Ralphie, that little girl looks just like your friend Wanda.
Who, her? No. Wanda's much, shorter.
Ralphie, I know that guilty look. What's going on?
Nothing, Mom. Really.
Oh, I'm sure they were just hanging around. Right, Ralphie?
Right, Miss Frizzle.
It's never explicitly stated in the show.
The only time I watch the Magic School Bus is in school. Like, at school. Not at home.
But if you pay attention, it's clear that these field trips are a massive secret, and the kids are actively helping hide it.
But Miss Frizzle, we can't let Mr. Junket know the bus is magic.
He can't know what he can't see.
But why? I could see why the producers are hiding the secret, but why are the kids in on it? Maybe it's just because they love the field trip so much, and they know that if the secret got out, they wouldn't be able to go on them anymore. But I think there might be something more going on here. In the very first episode of the Magic School Bus, Arnold brings his cousin Janet to visit his school, and she mentions that Arnold told her all about the field trips they go on.
Arnold told me all about your field trips, Dorothy Ann. What did he say?
Look at their reactions to hearing this. They are terrified of someone else knowing the truth. Now, I've already shown you that clip of Arnold taking off his helmet and freezing in space, but I didn't show you why he did it. Throughout the entire episode, Janet is trying to collect proof to prove that she went to space. And in order to convince Janet not to bring back incriminating evidence, Arnold does this.
There's no way I'm going home without my stuff. It's proof. Nobody will believe me without it. Janet, you want proof? I'll give you proof. Here's proof of what'll happen to you if you stay here with your stuff. Arnold, no!
Arnold is more afraid of Janet exposing their secrets than taking off his helmet in space. What could these kids possibly be so afraid of happening if the truth got out? Well, in Season 1, Episode 11, we actually do get to see what DA thinks would happen if her old teacher found out about their field trips.
Mr. Seaflat, I'd like you to meet.
Take chances, make mistakes, get messy!
Oh, we never did anything like this at our old school.
Holy shit. It's Miss Frizzle. They're all afraid of Miss Frizzle. Miss Frizzle may seem like this quirky, fun, eccentric teacher, but she is constantly manipulating these kids into being afraid and totally obedient. In episode 2, Arnold asked Miss Frizzle if he could skip the field trip.
Miss Frizzle.
That's crazy. I believe she was like the nicest, that's the word, the nicest, person, but she's not, so.
Well, I'd really love to go on a field trip, but I've got this weird feeling.
Well, Arnold, I do need a volunteer to stay behind.
She casually says he can stay behind, but then without telling him, they shrink down and go inside of Arnold for their field trip. At the end of the episode, they tell Arnold they were inside of him, and after this horrifying realization sets in, he says this.
You went inside? Miss Frizzle, no matter what, I'll never miss another field trip. Never, ever, ever, ever.
The message Miss Frizzle is sending is clear. If you disobey or try to miss a field trip, there will be consequences. And if you don't believe me, in the very next episode, the exact same thing happens. In this episode, Ralphie gets sick and his mom tells him he has to miss school, but Ralphie vehemently tries to fight it.
It's my opinion, as your mother, and as a doctor, that you have a fever, which means you are sick, which means you are going back to bed.
But Mom!
Seems kinda weird, right? Usually kids love to miss school, especially a slacker, goofball character like Ralphie. But no, he knows there will be consequences if he misses a field trip. And as expected, the class goes to his house, shrinks down, and goes inside of him. It's like an unspoken rule of the class. If you miss a field trip, you will become the field trip. There is a culture of fear.
That is crazy. It's scary watching this because when I was a little kid, I didn't see it, I didn't know the facts. I didn't know all this at all. And now I don't ever want to watch Magic School Bus ever again. And if I were to have a child or something, they could watch it, but I'm not going to let them watch it at all. I don't think they're going to ever touch this show. But yeah.
And lies in the classroom, and Miss Frizzle is at the heart of all of it. No matter what, you must keep her secrets and continue going on these dangerous field trips, even if there's risk of...
Yeah, they're not watching this show at all. Because you see me, like, I was a little kid and me growing up and watching this now, it's like, wow, like, that's crazy. So if I would have a child and they would have watched this, and then they wait until they're grown, not wait, but then once they get grown or whatever, then they see the facts, they go say the same thing I said, you know? So they're not gonna watch this at all. They're not watching the Magic School Bus.
Being hurt or worse. Which brings me back.
Unless they're in school. I don't know if they're gonna be in school. I don't know yet. But yeah, unless they're in school. That's the only time. And then I'll let them know the truth about everything.
My original question. How did Arnold actually survive after taking off his helmet in space? What if I told you he didn't? And the Arnold we see after this is not the same.
I should be having nightmares. After this, I should have nightmares after this, but I'm not gonna have a nightmare.
Arnold.
I don't like writing essays, but here are my marks for them. So bestie, I'm going to tell it to
Please let this be a normal field trip.
So, the Magic School Bus is supposed to be this infinitely powerful magical contraption, right? It can go anywhere, travel through time, and change itself or anyone else into just about anything. So, who's to say that the kids who get injured or killed don't just magically get brought back to life by the bus off screen? But after Arnold comes back from being frozen in space, he acts different. In the very next episode after he gets frozen, they keep calling attention to the fact that Arnold is acting weird for some reason.
You feel all right, Arnold?
It's sort of explained away in the episode, but it's weird how they keep bringing it up.
Miss Frizzle, I'd really love to go on a field trip, but I've got this weird feeling.
And before he was frozen, we heard him say this.
I wonder where we're going today. Inside a rotten log? Been there. To the bottom of the ocean? Done that.
He mentions how they've already been to the bottom of the ocean and inside of a rotten log. But they visit both of these places in future episodes, and Arnold never mentions the fact that they've already been there. In fact...
It's crazy how they have kids watching this at school. You know, it's like... There's many ways you can have a kid learn certain things without them having to watch this show. This show is crazy. Like, all these kids at school is watching it and they don't even know. They're gonna have to, you know, they're gonna see years later, just like me. Because I was like 7, probably 6, 7, 8 watching this. No, I was like 6 or 5, probably 5. I don't know what age, but it was under 8. And then years come by later and I'm 21. Right? That's so many years, bro. That's what, 8? Let's say if I was 8, that's 10, right? 10 plus 8 is 18. 18, 19, 20, 21, which is 3. So what was that, 13 years ago? I don't know if I did the right math right. So I'm 21 and I probably watched this when I was 8 last time. And it's been like, what, 13 years? I don't know if I did that right, but let's just say 13 years. It's been 13 years. Like, it took 13 years for me to see something like this. Like, this is really sad because they have these kids watching it at school. Like, this is bad.
No one does. It's like they don't even remember these past field trips. And this show does have continuity and a precedent for mentioning old field trips.
This looks familiar, kind of like when we were in your bloodstream, Ralphie. Remember?
There's something really strange going on with these kids, but for the longest time, I couldn't figure out what it was. And then I discovered something. Something so impossible and confusing that when I saw it, it honestly gave me chills. In episode 2, the Magic School Bus shrinks down and goes inside of Arnold to learn about the digestive system. But there's something inside of Arnold that made me question everything about this show. Something that I guarantee you wouldn't normally notice. Are you ready? Let me play the clip for you.
Yeah, I'm ready. I ain't gonna lie, I don't even want to watch it. It make me mad now, you know. I should be scared right now. I should be scared. I am a little bit, like, afraid. Not, like, scared, but, you know, I feel like I'll have nightmares, you know, watching this.
It's where your food goes after you swallow.
Miss Frizzle, what are you doing?
Did you see it? Let's slow it down a bit. How the fuck is Arnold inside of Arnold? He is the one person who
That is crazy. That is crazy. Oh my gosh. I didn't even notice that. I wasn't really paying attention because my mindset, like, I was thinking over it, so I wasn't paying attention a little bit. So I'm sure I would have caught it if I paid attention. Because he said, "You want to see? Let's watch it. Are you ready?" I would have prepared myself to see exactly what he was gonna say. But yeah.
absolutely cannot be in the bus right now. But there he is, sitting in the back. But the next time we see the back of the bus, he's gone. No way, this has to be some sort of really weird animation mistake, right? Except
This is demonic to me. This is demonic.
25 seconds later, we see him again sitting.
They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing.
In the back of the bus. How is Arnold inside of Arnold? Okay, maybe they just made the same mistake twice, right? Except this isn't even the only episode where this happens. In season 4, episode 2, the class learns about a chicken's life cycle and shrinks Arnold down inside of an egg to watch it hatch.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm probably gonna be afraid to go to bed because I don't want any demons coming near me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna post this. I'm posting this on YouTube, you know, so if I end up dying, you know, I can't really say much because I'm sure this person that made this video is still alive for pointing all this out. This person is not dead, right? He's not dead? I don't know. Hopefully he's still alive, man. But, you know, I should be alive after posting this. I don't know why I feel like I would die. You not sure if he's alive? Hold up, I'll play the video. I want to wash my hands real quick. Hey, let me wash my hands real quick. Alright, I'm done. Let's see if he's still alive real quick. Alright. I don't know if this person is dead.
Primary day.
I'm talking about this guy, okay? Hopefully, okay. He's still alive and kicking.
Can you make...
Alright, let's see. Latest 9 days ago. Yeah, he's still alive, so I'm not gonna die. I'm good, you know. Because if he were to be dead or something, then that means you already know who killed him if he were to die after explaining something like that. So I can sleep tight, you know. Yeah. I'm not afraid of demons, honestly, because there are demons on this earth. For sure. I don't know if you believe in demons and angels. I'm Christian. I believe in God 100%. Like, did I curse one time at all? Did you notice that? I don't curse unless it's, you know, if I have a really good reason. But yeah.
While they're waiting for it to hatch, the rest of the class goes to talk to the principal in his office.
The only thing I'm afraid of really is just dying. I mean, I'm not afraid of dying, but I'm afraid of torture. So if I'm gonna die, make sure it be a quick death. You know, I don't want to be tortured. I don't want to be sitting in the chair and you cutting off my. I didn't see what. Yeah, I don't want to sit in the chair. You're playing with me. You know, cutting off my nails, my toes, one by one. You know, I don't want to be tortured.
Without Arnold. Except for a single shot, we can see Arnold in the office, even though he's supposed to be inside of the egg. And just like last,
I'm gonna have nightmares, bro, probably. I'm gonna be afraid to go to sleep. Yo, like you really have me watch this because he's pointing out facts and it's like, bro, like, yo. So I need to do something that'll help me, you know, throughout the day. Honestly, like I'm actually gonna have nightmares, bro. Like I'm dead serious. I'm 21. I might have nightmares. When I go to sleep, I don't have dreams at all. All right, it's just me and my brother living together. Okay, so you know, I don't know. So hopefully something dumb just don't happen in life, you know. But yeah.
This time, he immediately disappears as soon as we cut back to where he was standing. Who is this second Arnold who keeps appearing in places he shouldn't be? And that's when it all made sense. The magic school bus doesn't bring dead kids back to life. They replace them with identical clones. Or, how I like to call them, doppelgangers. It is no coincidence that this second...
Okay, let's look up the word doppelganger here. After this, I'm not gonna post the video. Brother reveal. Oh, let me see.
The class goes to talk to the Arnold down inside of season 4 twice, right? Except this isn't even the only episode.
This is good, right? This is good. I can start from here. Let me know, cause I'll go straight back.
Where this happens. In season 4 episode 2, the class learns about a chicken's life cycle and shrinks Arnold down inside of an egg to watch it hatch. While they're waiting for it to hatch, the rest of the class goes to talk to the principal in his office, without Arnold. Except for a single shot, we can see Arnold in the office even though he's supposed to be inside of the egg. And just like last time, he immediately disappears as soon as we cut back to where he was standing. Who is this second Arnold who keeps appearing in places he shouldn't be? And that's when it all made sense. The magic school bus doesn't bring dead kids back to life. They replace them with identical clones. Or, how I like to call them, doppelgangers. It is no...
Hold on, give me a second. Alright. Doppelganger. Hold on, this is gonna be real quick. Alright. A person who is almost identical to another, right? Synonym, clone, doppelganger, double. Okay. What does it mean if you have a doppelganger and mysterious exact double of a living person? Alright. Hopefully you just read that. Hopefully that makes sense to you. But yeah, it's pretty much a clone, honestly.
No coincidence that this second
Yeah. But you know, I don't use that word doppelganger every day. Like, who walks around and say doppelganger? You know, it's just nobody has a clone on this earth. I mean, there is clones. I'm sure there is. I believe there's clones on this earth. I believe there's, you know, there's robots, demons, angels. You know.
Arnold showed up
in those. There may be monsters too. You know?
The episode immediately after Arnold died in space. This is either the space Arnold's body.
I believe that there's angels and demons. You don't gotta believe me, but it's whatever. How you feeling?
Or some sort of rogue doppelganger they lost track of, trying to blend in the back of class. But, wait a second. Can the magic school bus even create clones of living things? Like, it seems like the magic school bus can do anything, but we never actually see it duplicate.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm afraid right now. Like, I'm scared. I'm so scared. Like, somebody could literally come to my door right now and just go crazy.
Or create something from scratch. It only ever changes things. It can turn a student into a fish, but it never creates a fish out of nothing. Trust me, I have looked everywhere in both this show and the reboot, and there is no evidence the bus can create life. But that's only because I was looking in the wrong place. Miss Frizzle's classroom is absolutely full of dioramas of human body parts. An eye, a foot, an ear, the human skeleton. But if you pay close attention to these background objects, you'll realize they're not dioramas. They constantly move and blink as if they're alive, and the only possible explanation is that they were created by the magic school bus. Meaning it is totally possible for the bus to grow these doppelgangers to replace the students. Every time a student dies on a field trip, they have the perfect solution to cover it up. But how often could they possibly need to do this? Yeah, the kids regularly put themselves in danger, but the closest we get to an on-screen death was Arnold taking off his helmet, and that's only one episode. Well, remember, the show itself is an unreliable narrator. They're obviously gonna cut out or recontextualize anything that could expose them. But I think they let an important clue slip in the very first episode. Remember, when Arnold came back from being frozen in space, he was sick, which seemed to carry over with how weird he was acting in the next episode. Maybe when a doppelganger is created, they come out very weak from the cloning process and have the symptoms of a sickness. Is it possible every time a character gets sick in the show, they've actually been recently replaced with a doppelganger? How else does the producer know details about Ralphie's specific sickness?
What were those kids doing visiting Ralphie when he was so sick and tired?
Oh, well, don't worry. He wasn't infectious.
And Ralphie not being infectious would make sense if it's not actually a sickness, but the symptoms of being a newly grown doppelganger. And the same episode Ralphie gets sick, the skeleton in the classroom has a completely different outfit from previous episodes, with a different tie and no sunglasses. Maybe the classroom skeleton is where they store the body of the last dead student.
I'm gonna listen to music after this, cause this is honestly scaring me, man. Like, you know, I used to love watching the Magic School Bus. I thought it was a cool show, but I told you, like, 13 years later, looking at this, she's a crazy, you know, secretively, right? It better not be on some demonic stuff. Like, I know what music to listen to, you know. I gotta listen to music I like listening to. It'll be quick, though. I mean, you could still hang out. I don't know. I'm posting this video on my channel. So, I mean, you could. I'm not finna be like them YouTubers or streamers. I'll be like, hey, man, go share this video. Make sure that you like and subscribe and all the others and extra and all that, the other stuff. I don't like being those type of people. But, I mean, if you want to see this video after or share it with somebody, because what I've been saying is facts. And if you don't believe me, it could be an opinion based, you know, for you. But honestly, it's just how you think and, you know, stuff like that. But, yeah.
Even has very similar shoes to Ralphie's. But this goes far beyond just the occasional student getting replaced. I have found evidence of past field trips that went so horribly wrong that no student came back from them alive. In episode 4, they shrink down and take a field trip into the ocean. Eventually, they get fished out by a fishing woman who says this.
Nope. Already have a bus.
Look out!
Why would she have already fished up a miniature bus from the ocean? I mean, maybe it's like a toy or something, but that's not the only time something like this has happened.
Bro, a demon better not come to my door, bro. If a demon comes to my door, you are the witness. I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to stick in, bro. Like, not, you know, some weird stuff, bro. But, you know, I'm trying to make sure that, you know, I'm watching this video to the fullest. Make sure that I get it done as a reaction.
In Season 2, Episode 1, they explore an underwater...
I ain't gonna lie. I could ignore everything that he's saying, honestly. But, yeah.
Volcano and briefly pass by a random sunken ship. Except, if you look closely, it has a figurehead of Miss Frizzle on the front of the ship. Why on earth would a random ship at the bottom of the ocean have this? Well, it looks a lot like when the Magic School...
This is so crazy. Like, she ain't nice, you know? And these kids is watching this show without even knowing. And these teachers, they know. They know what show they putting on for these kids. They know, because if they don't know the show, they probably just like, hey, you know what? I'm doing this just to teach these kids something. Even though I don't know much, you know, behind everything of Magic School Bus. I probably heard some things, you know, and I don't think it's true. Or they could be like, yeah, I know everything about this show. But, you know, this is just school. You know, these kids, you know, their brains ain't that smart, so they ain't gonna figure it out. And if a person does figure it out, congratulations, right?
School bus turned into a boat in Season 4, Episode 13, and had a figurehead of Liz, the class pet. These are the wreckages of past failed field trips where nobody returned alive. There have been countless children who have died on these field trips, but why? What is the point of all this? Who's really running the show here, and what is the true identity of Miss Frizzle?
Money, I'ma flex. I get that money, I'ma flex. I get that money, I'ma flex. You now rockin' with the...
I ain't gonna lie. I'll keep a knife with me at all times. On my little desk thing, you know. if I was living alone. Cause I ain't gonna lie, if I was living alone, I can't watch this video. I can't even watch another one. You know, his video is so well put. Like, he can honestly, he's scaring a lot of these kids. He's scaring people. You know, like.
The Magic School Bus TV show is run by the producers we see at the end of every episode.
You bet, I'm the producer. One of them.
There's two characters who have been called producers of the show, and we never find out their names or where they came from. But do they look familiar at all to you? They have a very similar appearance to Tim and Wanda. Is it possible the producers are actually the original students who survived all these years? And the similarities go far beyond just their appearances. The male producer is seen working on a bee farm that we've never seen before, but Tim mentions in Season 3, Episode 1, that his grandpa owns a bee farm.
I've been delivering honey from my grandpa's bee farm all summer.
Maybe the producer is working on his grandfather's farm. And just like how the producer works on storyboards, we see Tim working on his comic books. The female producer has a big plush frog in her office, and we know Wanda used to have a pet frog that she loved.
You know, Miss Frizzle, I was really glad when you said I could bring my best friend Bella the bullfrog to school.
In fact,
everything that he's saying is true, okay? Everything that he said is true. You can't be blind, because everything is obvious. There ain't no if, you know, could. This is exactly what's going on in this show. Everything that he's saying is true. The people who made the show knew what they was doing, honestly, knowing that these kids is not gonna know much. When they grow up, 13 years later, they're gonna see and figure it out themselves. And in the future, not much kids is gonna watch it, because kids who used to watch it would tell their kids to not watch it, if that makes sense. Because that's me, honestly, everything. My kid ain't watching this show, and if he were to watch this show, then I'll let him know, and I would want him not to watch this show. And you know, if the teachers end up wanting him to have to watch this show, I'm gonna let them know he can't watch this show. And if they act like they, you know, I don't know, my child is not watching this show at all, because everything that he's saying is true. You can't be blind, honestly. There's no what if. There's a theory, right? It's true.
In Season 1, Episode 5, Wanda has to let her pet frog go to live a happier life in the wild, and we see the producer rewatch this scene and cry.
Bye, Bella. I know you're going to have a good life here, but I am going to miss you. Bella!
I think it is very likely that the producers are the original Tim.
And don't think, very likely, no, you know, we know. Now what you just said is true. There ain't no thinking.
And Wanda. But what about the rest of the original students? Maybe Tim and Wanda are the only survivors, but I did find this guy working
I'm kind of mad right now, I'm not gonna lie.
At a carnival in Season 2, Episode 10 that looks a lot like Ralphie. And I could also totally see Ralphie growing up to work at a carnival. But then what about Miss Frizzle, like Ralphie?
You got the same color as the shirt.
And I could
the same color as the pants. The same color as the hat. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing.
Also totally see Ralphie growing up to work at a carnival. But then what about Miss Frizzle? Even though we see the producers running things at the end of the episode, it seems like Miss Frizzle is also in charge of the show.
You really expect us to believe that Mikey had the power to actually knock the bell clear off the hammer slammer?
Just between us, we had a story conference about that, and it was Miss Frizzle's idea.
But we know nothing about Miss Frizzle's past, and obviously she doesn't resemble any of the kids like the producers do. I mean, the closest comparison we have is Arnold with their similar hair color, but obviously Arnold is male and Miss Frizzle is female, right? And that's what I thought too, until I discovered pickle theory. Pickle theory is not a theory I created, it's something I discovered while researching for this video. And obviously she doesn't resemble any of the kids like the producers do. I mean, the closest comparison we have is Arnold with their similar hair color, but obviously Arnold is male and Miss Frizzle is female, right? And that's what I thought too, until I discovered pickle theory. Pickle theory is not a theory I created, it's something I discovered while researching for this video. It stems from this weird moment in Season 2, Episode 7 with Miss Frizzle.
Whoa! There's a ton of pickles in here!
You caught me, Ralphie. Oh,
Why is she dressed up like him? Bro.
Have a private and powerful passion for pickles.
Even if I told you the context of this episode, this moment wouldn't really make sense. Miss Frizzle just has a secret closet full of pickles and a
I
private...
ain't gonna lie, she got the same color, same hair as a kid in this show. Am I tripping?
private and powerful passion for them for some unexplained reason. But this is where pickle theory comes in. To understand pickle theory, you need to understand that there's a common medication used in hormone therapy for trans women that has the side effect of making you crave sodium. And pickles are very salty, so they've become a common snack in the female transgender community. And pickle theory states that this weird moment with Miss Frizzle admitting to a private craving for pickles is a hint about her actually being a transgender woman. And I think it's a cool theory, but probably not enough evidence to win me over yet. And even if it is true, there's definitely not enough evidence to say Miss Frizzle is the original Arnold. I mean, she doesn't even wear...
You said, yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I don't even know what I just asked. I don't know what I asked, but yeah, this whole thing made me mad because I really love this show. And seeing it now, it's like, bruh, like, are you serious? Like,
glasses like him. But then I watched season 4 episode 10 where we actually get to see inside of Miss Frizzle's house for the very first time. And I found a picture on her wall that is going to blow your mind.
I'm already mad. Oh my gosh.
Picture of someone who looks a lot like a female version of Arnold, right down to the...
Yo, I should be scared right now, but I'm mad at the same time because it's like, bro, y'all know what y'all doing, bro.
Yellow and white shirt.
It's crazy how he was able to breathe doing research and going through all of this and just, you know, because if he living alone and he doing this research and doing this, like, bro, you are powerful as a human being because, bro, I've been so scared. Like, I've been scared to the point where I feel like somebody's going to come to my door and try to kill me. But he's still living, though. He living alive. I don't know if he's part of their whole thing. Who knows? But, yeah.
And glasses. I think this is what Miss Frizzle looked like as a kid. Either she's transgender, or the cloning process can just create different gender versions of characters, but whatever it is, you can't tell me this doesn't make it seem like Frizzle is a female version of Arnold. Even her name, Miss Frizzle, sounds fake. It sounds like something she just made up because she has frizzy hair, a trait that she shares with Arnold. All of the people running the Magic School Bus show are the original versions of the students, creating doppelgangers of themselves and forcing them to go on dangerous field trips. But why?
That is fire. That is so fire.
What is this all for? To make the Magic School Bus TV show and educate the kids of the world. And god damn it, it worked.
Is this the Magic School Bus? Magic School Bus? Magic School Bus? You mean Magic School Bus? Magic School Bus? Magic School Bus? Magic School Bus? I wonder what the Magic School Bus? Oh, I know the Magic School Bus!
In this universe, everyone knows about the Magic School Bus. It is a massive success. If you want to educate the world, then in the words of Miss Frizzle, you have to take chances, make mistakes, and get messy. Get very...
So Arnold is the main character. It's not Frizzle, it's Arnold. Arnold's really the main character, if that makes sense. He's the main character.
Very messy. And that's the Magic School Bus doppelganger theory. Okay, bye.
Hey, this video is fire. Let me...
Thanks for watching, everyone. This video was a lot of fun to make, and it was a good break from all the work that went into Don't Feed the...
I ain't gonna lie, how is it fun? Okay. How is this fun, like, to make? You know, this is scary, but...
Used to.
He's powerful, for sure.
Like I said, this video isn't related to that series or the ARG. I'm still going to be making these separate standalone theory type videos on the side. I know it probably seems like I hate making theory videos from Don't Feed the Muse, but that's more of a character that I'm playing than my real thoughts on these videos. They're honestly just a lot of fun to make, and
I'd like to meet this guy in person, not on some weird stuff.
They help fund bigger projects like Don't Feed the Muse. So we can have a bit of both on the channel, but separate.
This is a powerful human being right here.
From now on. I've got some cool theories in the works, but I'm probably not going to post them super often because they take a long time to research and edit.
Because, you know, I forget, bro. I was honestly wanted to play the game, you know. But I do want to upload this video. I'll probably just upload it to later. But yeah, I'll react to that. That video ain't long, right?
and there's other projects I want to work on in the meantime. I probably also won't just cover animated kids shows or even just shows in general. I'm looking pretty much anywhere for interesting topics to dive into. If you want to help support the channel and fund my bigger film projects, go check out my Patreon. You can get your name at the end of the video and access to behind the scenes content. Thanks for your support. I'll see you next time.
Is there gonna be a jump scare? Cause I ain't like I will probably scream, bro. Alright, I'll react to it. I was waiting for the jump scare. If he added a jump scare, I'm pretty sure he would have killed a lot of kids. Not killed, but they would have been dead of heart attack. Alright. Life-threatening medical emergency that occurs when blood flow to the heart is blocked. What happens when you have a heart attack? Like a blood. How do you stop a heart attack? When they actually send blood. I don't know. That was a fire video. That was really good of a video. I ain't gonna lie. If I was a little kid and I watched this, I would be so scared. I don't think I will finish this whole video. I ain't gonna say think. I'm not gonna finish the whole video. Probably 10 minutes in, honestly. This was very scary. I don't know. This came out a year ago. Imagine if it came out 13 years ago. If it came out 13 years ago, that would have been crazy. But came out a year ago, right? December 21, 2022. This is a nice video. I was scared a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, but I finished it.